Well, hi guys. Today we're going to be looking at comparing two virtual machine solutions. We're going to be looking at the probably most used virtual machine out there is Virtualbox for developers and so forth. And then we're going to be comparing that to virt-manager with QEMU-KVM. That is basically for Linux only, all right, not for the client, but for the host. The KVM indicates that the kernel has actually got some specific stuff built into it to help in this virtualization process. So KVM should be a little bit quicker than Virtualbox, but that's theory. Now let's actually test it and let's see what actually happens. So the first thing we'll do, why do I get these? Okay, so the first thing we'll do is let's start with, let's say, with KVM, KVM. All right, so we'll create a new machine. All right, local install media. Architecture is going to be x64. This is a 64-bit machine. So all right, so this is not going to be in detail way of how to do the installation or anything like that. Just a very quick basic comparison of the two with simple installation. So we'll browse for our ISO file. We're going to be using the same ISO file for both systems. So it's the exact same versions, everything. And minor versions, etc. So all right, so automatically detect operating system, yes, that's all fine. We say forward. Okay, I'm going to give them 3 gigs of RAM, 3072, and I'm going to give them half of all my CPUs. Now I've got 8 virtual, or logical, so I'll say 4, so that's half. And all right, so we go forward on that. We'll accept the 20 gig hard drive size. And we can go forward on that. All right, and he wants to know what are we going to call it. Okay, so what we're going to do is call it mint 193 KVM, where the VirtualBox one will be called 193 VB. Okay, install from there, memory, CPU, storage is 20 gig. Okay, then customize the configuration before install. All right, just check the network. It's on that. I want this selected. Okay, we want to, before we do the actual install, we're going to go through all our options. This is similar to like Virtualbox has got now with these options. This has quite a few more. But okay, so on our first page, on the overview, everything looks good. We don't have to change anything there. CPUs, 4 of them is used. Okay, what we are going to do is we're going to say copy host CPU configuration. All right, and the reason for that is it maps then slightly better to my real life CPU. If you are interested, like the sysadmins might be interested in running this virtual machine on multiple other machines with other architectures, actual hardware architectures, then you can't really use this unless, if it's the exact same CPU all over the place. But from the developer's perspective, again, we normally just sit and we use virtual machines on the same computer all the time, our local machine, to test stuff out and whatever the case may be. So that's what I'm going to be looking at today, is as if, I'm happy with this virtual machine staying on my computer, because it's for my own virtual usage. All right, so memory, let's say yes, memory should be set up fine, yes. Boot options, I don't know why that's not on, but okay, so we want disk and CD-ROM. All right, the disk, yes, say yes to the saving. All right, the IDE disk, yes. Okay, what do they have here in advanced? Okay, well, this bus, I want to change this to virt-IO. All right, and we'll leave this QCOW2 as the default. All right, for the storage format, you could put in RAW, but we'll leave it on QCOW2. The RAW is a little bit quicker. Cache mode, we're going to put it on none. All right, there's both good and bad to that. Good for speed, but you can go read up on that. And okay, and then IO mode, I'm going to put it on threads. All right, and then CD-ROM, all this should be fine. We don't need to fiddle with anything there. Okay, the network, we don't have to do display spy. We can leave that as is. Sound console, video. Okay, video. This one, I'm going to try a different one. I'm going to use this one. All right. I want to see what's going to happen. I might explain something to you just now, if it works like I'm hoping it works. In fact, is it that one? I think it's virt-io, yeah. One of them gave me a problem. Let's take virt-io, that's fine, alright? And alright, so controller and all that is fine. So we say apply, and then up top here we say begin installation. Okay. And he's created in the background. He's already booted up from the ISO file, and alright, so he should now be starting up. Did I press enter? I don't know if okay, I did, yeah. Alright, and it's going to try to do the install for us. So what we can do is actually go to full screen. Okay, it'll be very low res initially, but we'll set it up to be native res. Alright, so it's busy booting up into Mint from the live CD. So it's okay, there we go, it's up. So like I say, the resolution is not very good. So, well, the first thing we'll do is just change that resolution. So if we just go to display, and I'm going to put it on my native resolution. I'm on a 1680-1050 monitor. It's a BenQ that I've had since like 2005 or something. It's crazy. It's a good monitor. Keep this configuration, yes, we're happy with that, and apply. Alright, sorry, I already said keep this configuration, so we close. Okay, now you can fiddle around and do whatever you want, but okay, so now we want to do the actual installation. Alright, so we double click on that, and this is what we want to time between Virtualbox and QEMU-KVM. And alright, so yes, we English. Okay, and I'm in South Africa. I do want to install third-party software. Strictly for this test, it's not necessary because I'm not really going to be using that stuff. But that is normally what I do. So let's just pretend that this is my normal installs that I'm doing. Alright, now it's telling me about how do I want to partition the disks and everything. LVM I would normally recommend, and you can encrypt and so, but I'm just going to leave it on the defaults. Okay, are you sure? Yes. I should ask me for my username and so forth. Yeah, that's close enough to where I am. Alright, so I'll just put in my normal virtual machine information. Not a very strong password, but this is just for this virtual machine. Okay, I'm not going to encrypt my own folder. We'll just leave it like that. That's fine. All right, and it should go. And there we have it. Okay, so we can restart and log in. Just put it back to our native resolution, 1680-1050, and apply that, and it should be fine. Yes, keep this configuration, and everything is good. All right, so beautiful. Okay, he's just telling me that because it's a new installation, there's a few things I must do, but you can do this at any point. Don't get alarmed because it's got this little icon here with the exclamation mark in it. It's just telling you, hey, just come look at some stuff here, set some stuff up. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong. It's also got some updates for us, it looks like, but I'm not going to be installing them now. But okay. But do you wish to switch to the local mode? Yeah. Yes, I think let's do this because I'm going to be using it in a moment. So I'm going to be installing Rust and Visual Studio. Okay, so Let me get this set up quickly. Okay, let's see what it's found at the back here. Alright, so install the language packs if you want to. Yeah, we can do that. Okay, yeah, let's continue. Okay, password again. I think this is a new feature, the system reports, that it starts up automatically, I think from 19.3 on. I can't remember the 19.2 had this. It's not something that really bothers you or anything very much. It's just now, initially, when you set things up, it's just got a few recommendations for you to do and so forth. And okay, so root account is locked and its password is not set. You not require set the root password to protect it. Yeah, okay. So we can set that password just now, but that's fine. Okay, the last bit of stuff is checking. Okay, but in reality, I can just let that run there, and if we come back here now, let him a new version of virt-manager is available. Yes, so apply that. Want to make sure that we've got everything the latest. Alright, so there's checking for updates for us. And oh, there's a whole lot of updates that we've got. Well, not that many, but there's a few. Okay, I think I'll do this update. It's not going to take very long. I'll do the same with the Virtualbox one. Before I do any installs of Rust or anything, I'll make sure that everything's running on the latest version. Okay, so while that's running, I'll just quickly start Firefox here, get that set up, and just download Git and also Rust. Can't remember how to do Rust now. Rust up or something. I'll have to look at that. Okay, I haven't changed any themes or anything. One thing that I do want to change since I am here is the panel settings. I don't like this panel being so big. It's a bit better. Okay, and then I normally change to a different theme, darker themes and so forth. But all right, so let's open a new window, and we say it actually might have Git installed already now that I think about it. So if we just type in Git, not Git not found. All right, but we can there we go. Sudo apt install Git. Okay, get Git installed. What did I do now? I could not get. Oh, it's because the other stuff is busy installing. Okay, only one thing can install at a time, and obviously it's not going to work at the moment. All right, then the other one is install Rust. Just say how. Remember now, I think you had to install Rust app or something, or Rust C. Did it a while ago last, can't remember. Okay, there we go. So this is the one we want. Yep, that's the one. I recognize it. All right, so yeah, using Rust app. Okay, looks like you're running on a Mac or Linux. Follow the screen instructions. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to take this and run that, and but let's first let this installation finish. Okay, and there we are. It's updated. I find it strange that it did do a kernel update, but it's not asking us to do a reboot. I'm going to do that anyway. I'll just remember to do this on Virtualbox as well after I do the update. So let's just do a restart. Yeah, there we go. It's all right, all up and running. Okay. So it's without video hardware acceleration. I got that sorted previously. There's driver manager again, but it should not come up with anything. I had this problem with Windows 10 actually, and I had to install some stuff for Windows 10, and everything was just hunky-dory. But I'm not going to worry about that today with this comparison. This is just a speed comparison, so don't have to worry about that. All right, so let's go back to Firefox here. Okay, no proprietary drivers. Yes, there aren't, I know. Okay, so we'll open up Firefox. All right, and so what we'll do is we'll install Rust. For you guys that don't know what Rust is sort of something similar. It's a programming language which is sort of on a similar level to C++, except it doesn't really have the memory leak problems and so forth that you get with C++. It's a big thing, this making of Rust. I think they're on version 1.4.1 now, but it's something quite big. I use it a lot of my back-end development. It's very fast. So yeah, so what's it asking for me? All right, current installation options. All right, default toolchain, proceed, custom installation. Yeah, just say one. That's it. Custom default. Okay, and it'll go ahead and install Rust for me. Then what we're going to do is we're going to look in our software repository for what is the latest version of Visual Studio Code that we can download. So let's take the flat back. Okay. What version is that? It doesn't say here. There, 146. Yeah, that's good enough. All right, so we'll install Visual Studio Code as well. So we've got Rust and Visual Studio Code installing at the same time now. I don't like these colors. In fact, I wonder if I just go up here, come in here. Okay, so Rust is done. Let's just get in here and let's look at some themes. Did I click now? Yeah. Okay, so the controls I want to be slightly darker as well. So let's go for, I normally have a Adwaita on, but let's put this on, just see what it's like. That's okay, that's better. All right. Okay, so what does it tell me? Rust is installed. To start in your Cargo's new bin directory. So basically what it's telling you is, you know, if you want to use Rust, just you can type in some stuff here, or just open a new terminal and you're in Rust. Okay, so we'll close that terminal then. Let Visual Studio Code itself complete installing. And then what we're going to do is, before I download the source code for the application which I want to test the compile time on, we're going to stop this version of the virtual machine that we're running in KVM, and then we're going to do the same thing in Virtualbox and get it to the same point as where we are now in KVM, and time all of that obviously and compare it, and then we'll actually go ahead and do the compilation, and yeah, let's see what the time differences are. But I must say, I don't think my internet is very fast today, because this installing Visual Studio is taking extremely long, and not too happy with that. Let's just look at system monitor here. So let me see what it says, what my usage is like. The CPUs are quite busy. Memory is okay, and then the network is running flat board. Okay, let's just pin this to the taskbar, to the panel, sorry. Looks like it's finished downloading. Alright, there was a dip in CPU usage as well, but something is still working. Okay, let's just minimize that for now. This code is still busy. So it looks like it stopped doing the download. It's now probably, yeah, while it's doing the installing. Okay, so Visual Studio should be installed, and if we come and look at programming, there's Visual Studio. Let's start it up. Alright, there we are. Unofficial Flatpak version. Oh, okay. Should have installed the other one there. I was playing. No, I won't be doing that. But anyway. So yes, we want to opt out. It'll tell you how to opt out, sending Microsoft stuff from Visual Studio here. So all you do is you search here for what did you press? I think it was if you don't file preferences settings. Okay. Okay, and we just do a search for telemetry, and enable telemetry off, disable that as well. Okay, and alright, I think we're done for now, and I wonder if he remembered that change. Let's just try it again. Yeah, you did. Okay, so that's good. All right, so we're going to close all this for now, and then we're going to do the same thing in Virtualbox. So let's just do a nice neat shutdown. Yes, we do a shutdown. So, okay, if we go to Virtualbox here, let's close this group. And all right, let's say we want to create a new machine. Okay, add machine. Okay, no man, what am I doing? My mistake here, sorry, file. Come on, why new machine? Why did I say, yeah. All right, so we want to call it mint 193 VB, okay, for Virtualbox, okay, and then we go and we give them the same 3 gig of RAM, okay, 3 gigs of RAM, and create a virtual hard disk now, and select the default VDI. Okay, now this is an important issue. This dynamically allocated versus fixed size. Now I normally do them all my virtual machines, I do them dynamically allocated, but I noticed that the KVM drive that was created for us, it had its full allocated size as a file size. So in other words, it wasn't dynamically growing. All right, on creation it had that full size, but it was created instantaneously, whereas Virtualbox takes a very long time to create that drive. So I'm not quite sure what's happening there, but so I'm going to give Virtualbox possibly an unfair advantage here, and I'm going to say that is fixed size, okay, so that it gets that hard drive is fully created before the time, and Okay, I just want to make sure, what was the size of that hard drive? If we just look here, if we open, go in here, 25 gig. All right, so we must just remember to make it 25 gig. All right, so it's fixed size, and we say it's 25 gigs in size. So 25 gigs. And we're okay with that. It goes ahead and creates it. And this is now the bit that I'm saying where I think we're giving a bit of an unfair advantage to VirtualBox. But hey, it's got the option to do this, so why not use it? And let's pre-create the hard drive. Let's, yeah. All right, so that machine is now created. So what we should now do is the same as what we did with QEMU, is to go to the actual settings before we run the machine. And this is its equivalent of QEMU's, this screen. Sorry, that screen. All right, so this one that we were looking at earlier, if you remember it, this is VirtualBox's equivalent of that, which you also can go through. So advanced, you know, sharing your clipboard, etc. You can all do all these things. Not encrypting the disk. The system, okay, is 3 gig, which is good. I don't have a floppy, so don't worry about booting from a floppy. And then, okay, so we're on 3 gig, and the processors. Okay, so yeah, I'm also going to give it 4, all right? The same as which we gave it with the QEMU one. Now, okay, this enable all this. I'm leaving acceleration. Okay, one can come and fiddle here with the para-virtualization mode. Try out KVM. I've tried it. I'm thinking there might be a speed difference. Not fully sure yet, but for now, leave that at default. Okay, your display, what I do is I push the display up to maximum video memory, 128 meg. If I'm using, for instance, Windows 10 and so forth, because it does require a bit more RAM for the video card. But I'm going to do the same in this case. Although the video card, I think in the QEMU-KVM one is 16 meg, but it's not really going to make it. Well, let's just make it a little bit smaller. Let's just try 64 meg. I don't feel like troubles and anything, but okay. So okay, now monitor is fine, scale factor is fine. Okay, the graphics controller we can look at. We're going to leave that on default, and we don't need 3D acceleration in our virtual machine. Okay, storage, everything is fine here. This use host IO cache. Okay, this is also a very interesting one. I turned off cache in the QEMU one. Okay, you'll recognize it if I go back here, and we say again, where's it, open, open, yeah, and if we go, yeah, cache mode. All right, I said none. Okay, but you do have all these other options. Okay, but I said none. So I found that in VirtualBox, sometimes using this cache is better. And the default is to have it on for some operating systems. But I found in some cases it's better when I switch it off. All right, so I'm going to put it off today. And if we do find that we have some hard drive problems, I'm going to put it back on and we'll see what difference it makes. Okay, and then that's that. Order doesn't really matter. Network, okay, net, that's fine. What's the advanced here? I can't remember that. Okay, that's all fine. Serial, okay, USB and all this other stuff doesn't matter. Okay, so we set up. The main thing was just to make sure that we're running on 4 cores as well, or 4 virtual cores. All right, so we can start that up, and it's going to ask us where does our ISO file lie, and we just go and open up the ISO file. There it is, and we say start, and it should start up. There we go, it's getting ready to boot into Mint. Okay, just click on it. Okay, and so what we can do at this point is, well, we can make it full screen and let it run through. Okay, so what it's doing now is basically loading the live CD. It's not installing anything. It is just running the Mint or Linux directly from the ISO file. In other words, your USB or ISO file itself, or CD-ROM drive, or whatever. Well, it'll have to be a DVD. But so it's not really installing anything. It's not touching anything on the hard drive. It's not damaging the machine in any way whatsoever. Okay, so what we should do here is, okay, the resolution is also very low, so we should try and set that resolution up, and let's display. So let's see if I can put it on my native, which is 168.1050. There's the option to do it. We apply it. Yes, it's worked perfectly. Okay, keep this configuration, and we can close that down. All right, and okay, so it doesn't help really doing anything else at the moment, other than installing Linux itself. So double click on it and let's go for it. Okay, so it asks us what language are we? Okay, and yes, English, and so I'm sorry guys, at this point my microphone's cable disconnected from my computer and I lost sound, so there's no sound in this part of the video. But this is basically me doing my tests in the QEMU-KVM, and so it's two Rust apps that are being compiled, as well as then just creating a 2 gig disk file and timing that, and that's what you're going to be doing in all the different virtual machines. All right, and here we have what we've been waiting for. So we're going to be doing a build now on the native Linux host, not inside a virtual machine. So in other words, nothing's really running at the moment except my OBS, my video capturing software, which takes quite a bit of CPU power, but all right. So, but it was running with the virtual machines as well. So let's give it a go. Here we go. Something that I must mention, I forgot to say. All right, this machine is a very old i7, and the thermal efficiency is not very good. So the moment I start using the CPU, literally within seconds, the CPU protects itself by cutting the gigahertz in half, and I sit in the vicinity of about 1.5, 1.6 gigahertz. Instead of my 3. It's actually a 2.8, which I overclocked to 3.2. But yeah, so all right, so there is a bit of a CPU issue here, but the virtual machines also have the same CPU issue. So, you know, it's the same for all. All right, 153. Okay, so it's a clear winner there, but not by that far. But it did win at that. All right, so let's see how long it takes to write 1 gig. Sorry, 2 gigs. I expect this to be quite a bit quicker. Let's see. It is a very old Seagate hard drive. I think it's a 1.5 or 1.6 terabyte thing. I don't even know how old it is. 10 years plus. I don't know how old it is. Okay, 107. Not that good. I've had it run much faster than that before. Just for fun, I'm going to let it run again. So to be fair, I'll run it one more time, and then the middle speed of all three is the one I'll take as the true speed. Okay, again, well, 107, 107. Right, let's keep it at 107. Okay, so let me write all this down, and let's talk about some conclusions. All right, guys, and here we have it, the final results. What I did decide to do after I made this video, I thought I'll quickly also run I wrote a benchmark program some time ago while teaching myself Rust, and I decided to include those scores in here as well. And I ran some of these things multiple times, giving things really a good chance to try and find the averages and so forth. Especially on this benchmark program I wrote. It's called another bencher. Also, you'll see I mention like AB score CPU. That AB stands for another bencher. So another bencher gives you 4 scores basically. And then what I did is, this is not very scientific at all. I just added the differences between the virtual machine and the native machine. I just added those differences up and came up with numbers and decided to sort things according to that. So in other words, from fastest to slowest. Now, what is very interesting is that QEMU-KVM is faster, okay, in general usage than my native machine by quite a fair percentage. All right. I could really feel it as well when I was working in KVM. It was really smooth and it just felt nice. So very interesting point there. So KVM actually should be on the top of this list, but I decided to keep my native machine up top and then split things up according to the virtualization stuff below it. So it's clear then from here that KVM won. It won fairly easily. But what I found a real shocker, something I didn't expect, is that VirtualBox, without the guest additions and without the disk I/O caching, all right, was slightly faster than with guest additions and with disk I/O caching. Okay, I've noticed in my Windows virtual machines, virtual boxes, that sometimes Windows doesn't seem to be faster when I have caching on, and I've got to switch caching off. And then, so Windows is sort of sometimes it's quicker, sometimes it's not. Linux is sort of more stable at, preferably off. But okay, so like I say, some very interesting results here. That KVM is actually faster than my machine, meaning I should actually be running all my stuff inside a virtual machine on top of my real machine, because then I'll get faster scores. Okay, of course, all this it does not include graphics testing, and obviously by their native will win by far. But yes, there we go. Peruse those numbers, pause it, and have a look at it. And yeah, very, very, very interesting results here. I'm still going to be using VirtualBox. I like my VirtualBox. I've been using VirtualBox since about, I don't know, 2003, around there. So it's that 17 years around there. And I've been very happy with it. But this QEMU-KVM with virt-manager or virt-manager is definitely something I'm going to be using more often. I've got some stuff in there already. I've got some Windows stuff in there and Linux. But now I did a real test to actually see who's quicker, and yeah, and of course you can optimize the KVM even more. All right, than what I did. And I must say, all these other ones I gave, other than QEMU-KVM, all right, that I ran, the test I ran once, okay? I started running it halfway through and looked like I'm getting the same results, and I just cancelled it, okay? So basically I ran it once. The other ones I ran multiple times, especially when I did the another bencher stuff, which I added now today, and I tried to find the best one. And this is the best I could get out of those VirtualBox. I mean, if you take another bench's final score here in KVM, that's 4567 as a score versus 4280, which is very fast, but percentage-wise, you know, it's quite a bit faster. So, well, there you have it, guys. I hope you found some interest in fiddling with other virtualization technologies, and yeah, and enjoy it, and I'll catch you next time again with something else to chat about. See ya. Goodbye.